Well, I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know? They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid. If you look at that,
a week after announcing Global Liberation Day tariffs and sending world's financial markets into a nosedive, President Donald Trump said he's pausing the reciprocal tariffs for 90 days for most countries, with one big exception, China. Trump raised tariffs on China, which is one of America's biggest trading partners and economic rivals, from 104% to 125%, saying Beijing will realize that ripping off USA is no longer sustainable or acceptable.
I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate, because I told them if you retaliate, we're going to double it. And that's what I did with China, because they did retaliate. So we'll see how it all works out.
While hiking China's tariffs, Trump paused what his administration has called reciprocal tariffs on imports from more than 70 other countries. These tariffs went into effect on April 9th, only hours before Trump halted them. Trump said he is significantly lowering these tariffs to a 10% flat rate, matching the 10% baseline universal tariff that kicked in on April 5th. The 25% tariffs on certain goods from Mexico and Canada, which weren't part of last week's reciprocal tariff rollout, will remain. The pause also does not apply to industry-specific tariffs that Trump imposed on steel, aluminum and auto imports, or pharmaceuticals. Trump had been urging calm, resisting calls for him to rethink his tariff strategy and assuring that he knows what he's doing.
I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir.
Even on the morning of his reversal, Trump was still indicating he was sticking to his plan. His message was to be cool. He also said this is a great time to buy. Trump's economic advisors said they were swayed to pause the tariffs after more than 75 countries approached the U.S. seeking trade deals.
It took great courage for him to stay the course until this moment. And what we have ended up with here, as I told everyone a week ago, they're in this very spot, do not retaliate and you will be rewarded. So every country in the world who wants to come and negotiate, we are willing to hear you.
Trump said the changes were also prompted by people becoming concerned about turbulence in the markets.
The bond market is very tricky. I was watching it, but if you look at it now, it's beautiful. The bond market right now is beautiful. But yeah, I saw last night where people were getting a little queasy.
The tariffs had triggered a sharp sell-off in U.S. government bond markets and the dollar, which investors usually see as safe haven assets in times of turmoil. Trillions of dollars of stock market value vanished since Trump's announcement on April 2nd. According to the New York Times, on the morning of April 9th, Trump met Treasury Secretary Bessent, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and Kevin Hassett, the director of the National Economic Council. They discussed with the president the 10-year Treasury yield, emphasizing concern about the health of the broader U.S. financial system. Trump understood what the rise in bond yields would mean for banks and their long-term lending. After the Oval Office meeting, Trump announced on Truth Social that he would back off the reciprocal tariffs for 90 days. The White House insisted that Trump's tariffs achieved what he'd hoped for, bringing countries to the negotiating table.
Many of you in the media clearly missed the art of the deal. You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here. You tried to say that the rest of the world would be moved closer to China when in fact we've seen the opposite effect. The entire world is calling the United States of America, not China, because they need our markets, they need our consumers, and they need this president in the Oval Office to talk to them.
While markets surged after Trump's pause announcement, uncertainty continues over what happens next. When Trump announced the tariffs, he boasted they would be a game changer that spawn a manufacturing resurgence in the US. He has now backed down from higher tariffs without securing a single trade deal from a trading partner.